Hi, today I'm going to go over how to fill out the customer avatar worksheet. This worksheet is brought to you by Ryan Dice at digitalmarketer.com. You can go check it out. I think you got to put your email in somewhere and all. But what I'm going to do is just walk you through this customer avatar, explain it briefly, and give you a couple techniques on how you can use it to figure out who your ideal client and customers are. All right. So, what I recommend first is to fill this out for yourself. Okay. So, the goal of the ideal client worksheet is to know more about your ideal client, so you can be able to reach them better, so you can sell them more. That's you can sell them the product that you're wanting to sell them, whether it's print, an album, a service, whatever. You can sell them the service, okay? And that's the only goal for this. So when you do this for yourself first, it helps you kind of get warmed up to be able to do it for someone else. All right, so that's what I recommend. I've already gone through and filled out these boxes here that you can fill in right now, and there's a link below the video or wherever else you got this video. There's a link there, and it'll take you right here where you can actually just fill in all these boxes online and create as many as you want. So start off with age, their gender, marital status, if they have children, and where they are. Okay, so just getting some basic info right there. Next, I want you to skip quote for just a second because it's a little bit of a challenging one. I want you to think about a quote that inspires you or your client for a second, but I'm going to go back to it. Go ahead and write down your or their occupation and their title. It may be the same thing. How much they make, what their level of education, and any other details that might connect to education and job here. Here I put for myself 10 years of teaching experience with youth all the way up to university students. Okay, so it's an extra detail that's important to understand since I'm a wedding photographer and teacher. All right, so going back to the quote here, so this quote kind of embodies what inspires and motivates the person that you're filling it out for. This quote came from my master's program. My mentor was Jeff Goodman. He said, "The world doesn't need more photographers, it needs more people who pay attention." Okay, it's been the quote that I have used to inspire me and move forward since I've been a photographer and a teacher. Okay, so that's the first part, just to get you warmed up. Next, you're going to go up to goals and write down the goals of the person. All right, I was very specific. I put by a time, I'm going to have this. You may not know that for your ideal client, obviously, but hypothesize. What do you think their specific goals might be? Okay. Values. So think about the things that they value. What are the things in their life that are important to them? I put mutual concern, innovation, empathy, knowledge, honesty, passion, education. It's going to be different for every person. All right, so that's kind of going a smidge bit deeper. So now you understand their goals a little bit more and their values. Next, you're going to think about, where do they get these values and these goals from? What are the sources of information that might motivate and inspire them to grow and reach these goals in some way, shape, or form? Here's some books that I put down. So, I got 4 Hour Work Week, Think and Grow Rich, The Old Man and the Sea, Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and there's several more that I could list there, right? Books. So list the books that you think your ideal client would be reading, or they are. Or again, if you're doing it for yourself, just go ahead and do it for yourself. Magazines, I put this little note in here. I'm not an avid magazine reader, but I do have these 2 magazines in my home. They're photography magazines, Design to Glow and The Catalyst Wedding Co. Okay? It's important to put little notes in here like that. That way you get to understand them a little bit more. All right? Blogs and websites. I would also, if I was to redesign this worksheet, I would also put like podcast and YouTube channels too, because those are, I would probably even put a whole nother section for that. Those are very, very important. So I put like 4 Hour Blog, YouTube, Joe Rogan, where are they reading, where are they finding their niche information? Okay. Conferences or workshops, right, for photographers, I put like the Photo Rehab, WPPI, the Wolves Workshop, Let's Go. It's really going to be dependent on, their goals, their values, maybe their occupation, who knows. Gurus. So who are the people that they are learning from? Here are the list of people that I am. Tim Ferriss, Lewis Howes, James Wedmore, Jordan Peterson, Jim Fortin, Daniel DiPiazza. There's many more. List as many as you know for yourself and your ideal client when you fill it out for them. Other, again, it looks like that automatically filled that in there, which is fine. All right, so if there's any other information about where they get their information, just put it there, okay? All right, so now we're on to, we're going deeper, the more challenging part, starting off with challenges. So I want you to specifically think about like purchasing and buying on this right side here. So I want you to think about booking specifically. What are the challenges in someone's life that might hinder them to book you? What are the pain points in somebody's life that might hinder them to book you? Okay, my challenges: anxiety, work-life balance, self-care, consistent personal relationships, perseverance, and resilience. Okay, maybe some of my pain points, things that cause me pain and weakness in my life: low self-confidence, maybe boss is mad at me, not enough sleep, not enough exercise, not eating well, etc. Whatever. All right. Tough questions. It's hard to come up with meaningful answers to these. Okay, it takes time. And then finally, on our way down to the purchasing process or the booking process. So what are the objections of the person to actually booking you? Or again, if it's for you, maybe think about yourself buying a car. Or if you've gotten married and booked a wedding photographer, what have been your objections to booking someone? What have made you not book someone or not buy a car? For me, it was trust with the person selling it to me. It's gimmicky or salesy, low quality function and design. Function of something is very important, but also the design of something is also. And then finally, for me, if everyone else is doing it, I'm going to object to it more than likely. Okay, it's just how I am. Now, the role in the purchase process is: where is the person? What are they doing? How are they interacting with you before, during, and after the purchase of whatever it is you want them to purchase? It might be a wedding album, it might be a package, it might be a portrait session. Maybe you're trying to get a commercial gig, who knows? But what is the role of this person specifically? For me, I'm talking about me here, so I want my role to be relating with the product or the creator. I want to feel something for the product or the creator of the product in some way, shape, or form. Okay. Now there are exceptions to that, obviously, like the grocery store, Amazon. These are low impact purchases. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about big things like cars or booking a wedding, things like that. All right. So ideally, what would this person's role be in the purchase process? What do they want to do? Do they just want to email you and fill in credit card and book you? Or are they actually wanting to get to know you to see if you're a good fit? What do they want? Where do they want to be in the purchasing process? For me, when I was filling this out for my ideal client, it was they need many different interactions and communications with me in order to build trust so I can get them to book me. Okay. And that comes with building the relationship. Not really selling my product per se, because my photos, I know my photos speak for themselves and I know they're good, but a lot of photographers' photos are good. So what's different here? Because this is really, really important. Really important. I don't sell through email. You might be really, really good at that. I don't, though. All right. And my clients don't buy through email. All right. So anyways, I hope that was helpful. After you fill this out for yourself, I would definitely fill it out for who you think your most ideal client is. You can do this as many times as you want. And